In Namibia, for example, the number of Chinese people living here in the meantime is 4 times as much as, for example, the German community. And it's so far, it's not precisely the same what takes place all over the world. There are differences. And what I'm...
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
what is your problem with that? Why does it become your problem? it looks like it's a more European problem than our problem.
Yeah.
You are so sorry for us. I don't.
Welcome again to another episode of the WSXN podcast, where a United Africa is an and this Africa. So let's get into the audacity of the Germans. As regularly, this is how they treat African presidents. This is not the first time they did this, but for you to know what I'm speaking about, let's get into it. Look at what the Germans demanded from the junta of Niger, and you will see how Tiani, the current president of Niger, responded. But first, let's see what Germany said to the to Niger with the boldness, the audacity of them. Listen, Germany demanded that Niger end all relations with Russia and threatened to close its embassy in the country. You hear that? You hear the boldness and the audacity. The audacity. They still believe that this is in the early 1900s when the German was on top and they was ruling the world. Those days are done. Even though those days are past and they say, oh, they repent, it still lingers in them. Just as how in South Africa, the apartheid government and the people who live then still have that in them. It's not erased because it ended in 1994. Well, it didn't end it, but legally. But it's still in them. So they still think like this. Anyway, look at the response of the Niger president. And this this is what I like and this is what I want to hear from my presidents on the continent. Listen, let's put it up. Here we go. Who needs Germany? Big question. If Germany wants to close its embassy, so be it. We won't beg anyone. These people from Europe have brought nothing to Africa except wars, terrorism, and the exploitation of our resources. Now, that is our response. And he made three major points. The first one was what he said they bring war. And this is what Europeans do. I'm talking about the Germans, the French, the Americans, the whole shebang, the whole nine of them. They come, they instigate war, which means they come and they finance insurgents to destabilize countries. That's what they did that's the same concept they use in Libya. So they did in Ghana in the early in the 1980s when they was assassinating presidents left and right. In Kenya, in in um Zimbabwe, in South Africa. You name it, you name the country, they have caused wars. Even in Afghanistan and the Iran and the Iraq and all those things, they instigate wars and then find a way or a means to justify it. Second, terrorism, which is what they do. They paid and use insurgent groups. Don't want to use the word because they might take down my video. And they use these groups to go into these countries and can wreak havoc. And then they come in, oh, where the UN? We come to help you with the with security, and then they stay there, build base, steal our resources, and that's their whole entire goal. Remember recently, there's a drone that crashed in the Congo, and what was in the drone? Gold. And the last and final one, resources. This is what everything is about when it comes down to the Germans and Africa. They want resources, and they are trying to no bamboozle. Bamboozle is not the word. They're trying to bully their way into these countries to use their presidents as puppets. It worked, but not with these three countries: Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, because these are three military rulers and three guys that are very intelligent, very intellectual, and they are you can see it because they have been sanctioned left, right, and center from the Americans to the French, Germans. The Germans stop sending aid money. The French pushed the Nigerian government to cut electricity in Niger, close the borders. They also the French tell Benin to close their port to these three nations as well. And this is what they do. For further example, do you remember I did this video around 8 months back. It was with the president of Namibia, President Kanab, the one that passed away a couple of days ago. The Germans went to him and told him the same thing. Why you have so much Chinese living in Namibia and not much Germans? And the response from the Namibia President Nana Kanab was brilliant. It was the junta. But let me just replay it and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Watch it.
Whereas in Namibia, for example, the number of Chinese people living here in the meantime is 4 times as much as, for example, the German community. And it's so far, it's not precisely the same what takes place all over the world. There are differences. And what I'm...
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
what is your problem with that? Why does it become your problem? It looks like it's a more European problem than our problem.
Yeah.
You are so sorry for us. I don't see Chinese will never come and play around here. As Germans not allowed to do that, which Germans are doing, by the way. You talk about Chinese. We allow Germans to come offer visas here. Red carpet. Our people are harassed in Germany. Even diplomatic passport holders in Germany. And you come in here, Germans come in here as they want. So why Chinese talk about Germans? How you are treating us there? Chinese don't treat us like that. Diplomatic passport. We're coming back from Geneva. These people were held up at the airport. Just now, last week, in Germany. We know what we will handle our own country. Don't be sorry for us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Every time Westerner comes, it's about Chinese. What is the problem? Is Namibia people not Chinese? Did you tell Western Namibians Chinese have overtaken Namibia? Not on my watch. I told Chinese ambassador, yeah, I'm not your puppet. It was in press everywhere. So please, respect us. That's all I would say. It shows disrespect. That we are children, we are going to be cajoled by Chinese or so on. No. Chinese are coming in infrastructure all over Africa. And I saw in America, they are there. Who bailed Americans out from the financial crisis? Chinese money is there. So why small Namibia, who fought Germans, even Germans were fighting with you? We are tough people. Now Chinese will come and after our sovereignty come and decolonize us? You think so? Germans cannot succeed. Even those Germans who are here. So please, at every European coming is about Chinese. And Chinese, we are dealing with them. Then Germany. They come in Germany, then America, France, they bought out France. So Namibia is not bought out yet. So please, as I said, I told Chinese, and we are not going to exchange any the old colonial or imperialism with new imperialism. Let me put it that way.
So they also, and this is the reason why the Namibia president will be so missed because he passed from cancer Sunday, which was like 2 days more or less. Yesterday actually, he passed from cancer from a battle of cancer. So it was a big loss to Namibia, and I hope the next president, which is now the vice president, who is now the president sworn in Sunday as well. I hope he's not a puppet, and I hope this does not destabilize Namibia. Even though they have their issues, but I hope we don't have a Western puppet comes into power. We really hope so because President Kanab was one of those rebel slash Pan Africanists when it comes down to the West. They could not push him around, manipulate him, blackmail him, and all that, like how they're doing President Nana Akufo of Ghana. He started out so good in 2017 as the new president of Ghana, but now he do a whole 360. The man, a whole 180. The man is now so puppetized. You have strings pulling left, right, and center because he's doing things that's not good for his country and for his people. From signing military drills with America disrespecting Burkina Faso, lying on Burkina Faso, telling blatant lies until to the fact point where Abraham Theory is telling him, you at least should use diplomatic channels to find out the truth before you go on and say things what they did, which is what he said was um, he's using the Wagner group in Burkina Faso and he gives them a mine as payment, which Abraham Theory said that's a blatant lie because Abraham Theory don't play when it comes down to Westerners. He said he will not give up one ruler to go on John neck. He said he rather die before he submit to another outside ruler for his country. And that's a fact because look at what he have gotten done. I don't want to stray from that. So let's get back to this. So Tiani, the new leader of Niger, this is the reason why they so fear these three countries. And also they leave the Sahara, the ECOWAS recently, which means ECOWAS is now down to 12 countries instead of 15, and they're going to be losing roughly around 70 million just because of the exiting of these three countries, which is brilliant because ECOWAS is now basically run by France. Whatever France say they do. Right? Imagine our next black African countries, Niger, want to go on, not Niger, Nigeria, and they want to go and invade Niger. It's a lucky thing Burkina Faso and Mali came to the rescue and said, no, they attack one, they attack all. So that's why they back up and say, okay, sorry. But Benin as well joined it, Senegal, and coincidentally enough, if 25th of February, which is this month, should be election in Senegal, and it was reported today that the president canceled it, and it causing a ruckus in Senegal right now. He haven't given a reason for why canceling the election. And this question will be need to be answered. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section about what happened between Germany and Niger and the response, which was a very brilliant response. And I think August last year they they expelled the ambassador also of Germany out of Niger because he was invited to come to a meeting and he didn't show up. They said, well, yeah, your father was to leave the country. That is a leader. Anyway, thanks for watching. You know my mantra. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You don't know that works. Help the channel to grow. So it's a given. Want to watch a video? Subscribe and hit the like button. It's that simple. Anyway, thanks for watching. You don't know what it is. Boom.